Hi guys, welcome to this video. So today I wanted to talk to you about the Gangs of Commorragh, which is a new specialist game, or boxed game, or whatever you want to call it, from Games Workshop. And I know what you're thinking kablams, it's not out yet. But I saw a live stream yesterday on it, and basically I wanted to talk about what I saw. Right then, I'm going to use my Reaver jet bikes because I love these models. I'm going to use them as a backdrop while I talk about this and also show you some things about it. So, what is Gangs of Commorragh? Now, Gangs of Commorragh is basically like Necromunda meets X-Wing. So it's Games Workshop's almost answer for X-Wing. And I'll explain a bit about that in a little bit. But the box kit comes with scenery. It comes with all the different tokens that you need for the orientation of your bikes and that sort of thing. And it comes with some Hellions and some Reavers. Now, these are my Reavers here. I don't actually have any Hellions. I gave them away to Hiddick Beer quite some time ago. Gutted. But I'm not a fan of that model anyway, so I thought, why not give it away? Anyway, so why am I excited and what are the rules? So the rules are, you basically start off with you guys, and it's all about the orientation of your models. Now, everything seems to have a range, so I will put a caveat here. I only know what I saw in the live stream, so every weapon seems to have a range, but what's more important is how you position your guys to actually deliver the damage to your opponent. Right, so I'm just going to move these out of the way so I can discuss it a bit better. So the reason I say it's like X-Wing is it comes with a little sort of token that sits around the front of your models. Everything has a flying base, so they're all the same size. And basically you have the choice, or you have the ability to turn, depending on what you're flying. Obviously the Hellions are more maneuverable than the Reavers, but the Reavers move further. You can move a certain number of degrees, again, denoted by the template, and also fire in those arcs as well. And then you can move a certain amount of distance. So let's say these are on opposite sides. You can actually play it, I understand, having a mixture of Hellions and Reaver jet bikes on either side, or just both on either. So you're trying essentially to keep your opponent in your sights, as it were, and prevent them from damaging you. Now, some of the close combat weapons actually have, like whips and things, have a distance that they can hit you. So even if you're sort of like this, if this one's got a whip, he can still hurt this one here, which is quite an important point. So again, that sort of emphasizes why you want to be getting further away from Hellions, because I think Hellions are the ones which tend to have the close combat, whereas the Reavers have the sort of shooting in an arc like that. Now, one of the cool things that you can do is you have skills that your riders can get, and they also have an agility. Now, everything seems to be based off agility. If you want to pull off more turning during your turn, then you use your agility. You roll against it. So say your agility is 8, you get 2 dice, you're rolling against 8, trying to get below 8, and if you manage to do that, then you pull off the maneuver. The same goes for using your blade veins by going over somebody, all that sort of thing. It also accounts for your ability to dodge things. So if someone's using a close combat weapon, you dodge that close combat weapon, you dodge the shooting, for example. Now, as you take damage, you put a little token next to you guys, and what it looked like is, as you take more damage, that gets taken off your agility. So if you've taken 1 damage and you're agility 8, then you become agility 7, and so on. So it means you're easier to hit, it's harder to make extreme maneuvers, and all the rest of it. Which of course all really matters. So as your guys get more and more damaged, they're more likely to take damage as well. It's a bit like the stress, I guess, in X-Wing. And one of the reasons I've been comparing this a lot to X-Wing is because there's several things you can do. So you can spend a whole turn, basically, to do a flip and turn around, as long as you pass an agility test, it seems. And then, of course, you can use more. You can basically take a risk and use your agility to turn more, and that sort of thing. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying the idea that it's a simpler version. Yeah, I'm going to go with a simpler version of the X-Wing rules, but also you have constraints on where you can go. Sorry, rambling a bit there. Anyway, so those are the basic, really basic. I mean, I've only seen one game played on a live stream. Those are the basic rules and how it performs. It also has campaign progression, so you guys can get better. They can get more maneuverable, which means they get better. You can change out the weapons, so you've got different options available to you when you're on the field. And that is basically the rules. Of course, they didn't go through any of the campaign rules when when I was watching, other than you can basically choose some skills which make you more adept at flying around. Oh, I'm really excited because I've had an itch for... Just going to take the camera over here. I've had an itch to play X-Wing for a long time, but with the proliferation of cards coming into it, and you have to learn all the cards, and you have no idea what your opposition's chosen because there's about 1,000 cards they can choose for their pilot and upgrades and weapons and turrets and all that sort of thing, and all those things can vastly change what they've got on the table. So you're looking at an X-Wing, and that X-Wing could be any number of about 50 different combinations of cards. Probably even more. It's probably closer to about 1,000 when you actually tot it all up. Which got a bit much for me. It's not something I'm interested in, having rules on top of rules on top of rules. I like to be able to look at something and know exactly what it was, or what it is. Which seems to be the case with these guys. As long as you can see your opponent's roster, as it were, then you know what they've got. Now, the scenery. An added addition is the scenery that's dotted around the table. Of course, you want to avoid it, because if you hit it, then you're going to go down or take damage. And one of the really cool things that the Hellions can do is they can actually grab their opponent and point them towards a piece of scenery, which I thought was inspired. If they're close enough, they can zip over, grab part of the bike, whip it round, and then all of a sudden the Reaver's going in a different direction, which adds so much depth to the idea. They're sort of clashing in midair and messing with each other as they go past all the blades whirring around and whatnot. And that actually is a great point, the scenery. I am really looking forward to building some scenery. I think if I whip out the old plasticard cutter, I can get some nice curves going on thin plasticard, and then if I can fit those curves together, I can make some really unique looking spires. The idea is that you're playing above the smog that is Commorragh, and all you can see is the top of the spires sticking out, which of course you don't want to crash into, for obvious reasons. I really like the idea of maybe having one big spire in the centre, and then having small ones around the outside, just to change the dynamic. You could even have it so that that big spire is a base and there's objectives involved. I'm not sure how far they've gone into the idea of objectives and that sort of thing. All they showed was fighting as the basic on the live stream yesterday on Twitch. But yeah, so I've been rambling on for far too long, but yes, I'm really excited for this. I think I'm going to go in, depending on how popular this video is, may determine whether I go in for the pre-order, but I'm really excited, and I've already got a gang painted up, so that's awesome. I'm really, really chuffed. Right then, if you liked this video, if you like basically seeing cool things that you weren't able to watch yourself, you might be able to watch the recorded VOD. I'm not sure. A video on demand. I'm not sure if they make that available on WarhammerTV. I haven't checked, but if you're interested and if it's available, head on over to Twitch, WarhammerTV. That's where they showed the live stream, and that's where I learnt all this stuff. So I just felt like sharing with you guys. If you enjoy this format and you want to see more sort of things like this, if I'm able to catch the Warhammer TV stuff, let me know down in the comments, and of course I will endeavour to do more of them. So that was me getting excited about Gangs of Commorragh from Games Workshop, which is, I believe, going up for pre-order tomorrow. It's Friday today, isn't it? So tomorrow. And yeah, let me know if you're excited as well, and if you want to see more like this. Right then, thank you very much for watching. You can catch up with me in between videos over here. Stay well, guys, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.